Hi, this is just a quick message to say thank you to all the people that watch my YouTube casts and the people that really enjoy it and make sure they tune in every week. If it wasn't for you guys and like the captive audience that seems to watch these videos, I would not be doing it. I get a deep sense of satisfaction out of knowing you guys like the content I create, and it is all about that kind of feedback cycle and that feel-good feeling I get. And I know you guys enjoy this stuff. I enjoy producing it, so our mutual symbiotic relationship will continue. And cheers for everything. Here's to 40 episodes of Strategic Zoomcast. You are looking at Tightropes Combat Engineer Squads. He is the Soviet Union, and he's up against PGAngreifen, who is, of course, as the Wehrmacht in the south of Faymanville approach. This guy right now is barbed wiring all of the relevant cover points that he expects Tightrope to be occupying in the near future. These guys are solid auto-match warriors, the best kind of auto-match players because they offer juicy strategies. They're not the kind of tournament guys, I was hesitating to use the word douchebags, but, you know, those kind of try-hard guys that will use the most efficient way to brutally incapacitate your opponent. No. These guys play for the satisfaction of winning in a satisfying way. They like to play in a stylistic fashion. Tightrope, of course, is a great caster, a great community member. He's an all-rounder. He creates stat videos and tips and advice for new players and for improving mid-level players such as myself. That really just adds so much value to the community, and because of that, he knows a hell of a lot about this game. And I'm very interested to see what he does. I wouldn't be casting this replay if I didn't have a hunch. It's a very exciting game to watch. Of course I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't be a 40th episode if it wasn't a great game. So, great presence from PGAngreifen there. He was thinking of going for the central building, but decided against it. Good game sense. Elsewhere, in the snowy Faymanville approach, that's right, the atmosphere setting I use for Strategic Zoomcast to give me no fog makes it snowy. I always like that. Very interesting. So a traditional build from PGA. He's gone for 2 Grenadiers, following up from his headquarter-built MG. And as it stands, Tightrope's not doing anything too exotic, just a traditional 3 conscripts, one of which is in base. The other's currently battling out here, and then we've got this guy who's just now pushing for the fuel point, having decapped this point right here. So traditional starting effect. Let's just have a little bit of a satellite imagery just to get a glimpse of Faymanville before the madness, before the warfare, before the terraforming. Looks like these Grenadiers have come to stop the conscripts in their tracks. They weren't able to finish off the sandbag wall, but they are seemingly winning this engagement right now, and there is another conscript squad coming around the north side of this foliage formation. Meanwhile, in the centre, Grenadiers and MG seem to have won out over there. We've also got a stern battle between the Mosin Nagant rifles and the MP40s. 4th conscript's now just been built. Fuel point has been taken, now meaning that both fuel points are currently being occupied. Of course, this territory point here and this munitions point are connected. So this fuel point is an island. However, the Soviets have captured and have kept this fuel point here. This battle, by the way, is still going on. No updates there. They're looking at each other and missing wildly. They must be drunk. Looks like the Grenadiers are pushing for this cutoff. They've been caught in a maelstrom of crossfire, though. Fortunately for them, these conscripts were shooting the wrong way. Ah, these pioneers have upgraded to the ever-faithful Flammenwerfer Dreizig. I'm terrible at German numbers and the German language. Dreizane, I have no clue. I'll just stop in my tracks. I think Dreizane would have been 13. Dreizig is 30. I'm really curious now. Please correct my German numeracy in the comments. Grenadiers versus conscripts here. We've got just had base healing come up for the Soviets, as you can see in the north left of your screen. There's a few pixels there that indicate that. I don't know if you can see where my cursor is. Nice Uro to cancel out this cover. So the Grenadiers have had to change their orientation, leaving one Grenadier exposed. He's got a difficult retreat path. Will he escape? Go on, Wilhelm! Running past just there, showing that he did indeed live. This 3-man Grenadier is more of a trooper right now because he's certainly trooping through that. And he really did hard-nose that engagement and carry on a lot more longer than you'd expect. MG42 with an excellent cone of fire here, stopping 2 possible entrances onto the fuel point. It's nice to repitch. I thought that was quite nice. I don't know why he's doing that. Elsewhere in base, oops, bad camera work. Elsewhere in base, we've got the Special Rifle Command coming up for Tightrope. Interesting. Hoorahs in to push Grenadiers away from the fuel point. They were out so close in capturing that. Oh, and got killed! You are kidding me! Was that some kind of mega ability that they just used? Last 2 rounds in the clip are just rounds of destruction. There is no well, no. Well, where did they die? No, they died here, and that's where the negative cover ends. So that was just brutal, absolutely brutal. 1 died on the flag. Oh, I did not expect that to happen. So first squad wipe goes to the New Zealanders' favour, in his favour. Finally capping this point up here. That's always a rarity. Sometimes goes many a minute without being capped at all. LMGs have been popped on that 10-kill Grenadier and counting. Just now... Oh no, he had the fuel... He had this victory point, so this fuel here was connected. You can see that through this channel here. If this is your first Strategic Zoomcast, welcome, first and foremost. But the point of it is this is the standard camera. You get a little bit more camera for your buck. But in those late-game engagements, you get to see tanks coming in, infantry swarming, all from different directions. It really does come into its own. And in 2v2, it's really helpful in 2v2 especially. But I'm a 1v1 fan, so I invented the best way to cast 2v2s, and then I only cast 1v1s with it. My bad. But 1v1s are so much more strategically pleasurable. I even talk to 2v2 players and say, mate, what do you prefer, 1v1 or 2v2? And they all say 1v1. It's just that 2v2 has that teamwork aspect and that camaraderie. But there is something so beautiful and kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not elegant. Graceful. It's not graceful. Well, it is all those things, but there's a better word for it, I'm sure. We've got the cutoff being taken here by these Grenadiers. Grenadier here again on a very low health. Ah, but he's doing well against this conscript, so he wanted to stick it out for a little while longer. Here we go, the STGs, the MP44s, whatever you want to call them. They're stürming onto the battlefield, past the snowy fields.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Still trying to search for that word. When you want to use a word, but you can't, it's on the tip of your tongue and it doesn't quite come out. It's ever so annoying.
Sniper has arrived.
Sniper's now coming out for Tightrope. Let's keep an eye on this baby. Get him on control group 1, so we've got him on the cusp of our vision at any one point. Sniper's dying. No, he's not. He's fine. And there you go. Let's have a look on PGAngreifen's teching. Oh, that's do the relic shuffle to get on his player card. So he's obviously gotten tier 2 out, and that's where he's staying for now. The first unit, of course, was the... I could have told you that. I didn't even have to look, really. Elegance! That's the word. Elegant. Thank you. Something so elegant about going of 1v1 in particular. It's a lot more... it is simpler, but in a graceful and strategically pleasing way. I think it's all to do with flanking, if you must know. Sniper scout team is pushing its way down this negative cover road. It's just eagerly awaiting their first shot. Where are they? They're there.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
10-man LMG Grenadiers, the Terminators of PGAngreifen's army, are about to... Possibly there's a model here. This guy's got a difficult retreat path. Can the sniper see him?
Out of contact.
Oh, just so close. I think he just ran into the fog of war barely in time. Again, this is not a cut-off due to this victory point connecting everything.
This now belongs to the people and workers of
Pioneer squad has climbed to 6 kills. Happily on its way to 2 pips of veterancy. And great work teaming up with these Grenadiers. Oh, but the sniper team takes a shot. Has the Pioneer seen it? Possibly not. Are they going to get this last shot off?
Our territory is
Oh, again! That is close. Oh, I can hear something firing there. That was the base MG. I thought it was a Maxim at first. Of course it won't be. They've gone for a Tier 1, Tier 3. Very interesting build. Seems very interesting to me because Tightrope was so confident in not going to Tier 2 whilst he waited to get the T-70 out. The T-70, of course, the wand of the Soviet army. It's very rare you don't see a top 100 Soviet player not going T-70. That little pyramid motherfucker is a fantastic vehicle in its own right. I'm just letting the commander, or the announcer rather, go through the commander's abilities because we have just had Tank Hunter tactics chosen. This is very interesting and it's not very often used, so I am going to keep it on the screen for a little while there so you can take everything in and get to grips with the commander. PTRSs, they got those light anti-vehicle mines, the Tank Hunter ambush tactics, the howitzer, and then the anti-tank bombing run. Let's keep an eye on this T-70. It's gone north to force away this Grenadier. In the centre, Grenadiers are getting harassed by this devilish Scout Sniper squad. They are male, by the way, just so you know their sexual gender or orientation. I'm not too up to grips with my gender-specific terminology. T-70 smashing into the centre. We have had, by the way, the Tank Hunter packages upgraded for the conscripts. Panzer Grenadiers in a difficult turmoil. T-70's got them here. What's PGA doing? Well, he's waited and he's managed to dart across this road. Is the T-70 not going to be able to get shots off? If it had possibly moved here a little bit before it did, it would have had this channel. Well, all of that actually. Let's just get to grips with that. If the tank had gotten itself to this position, it would have been able to shoot twice, possibly, across this road. Obviously, the PaK-40's there now, but would have been interesting. Oh, look at this blobberino. We've got 2 LMGs. And then the standard Kar 98. Possibly one of the best bolt-action rifles ever made. T-70 comes in. These guys are bunched up. This could be big, you know. There you go, 2 shots on its first kill. Told you it'd be pretty decent. Puma! Panic Puma's on the field. Do we have anti-tank grenades? No, we do not. We do have the PTRSs, but not on that squad. Second shot goes in. T-70 is marooned. He's had to dart back to base. Oh, third shot was soaked up by the T-70, and here come the PTRSs, ooh-roaring into vision. What an exciting game we're watching. 13 minutes in, and it's been thoroughly entertaining. Much more entertaining than my day at work, which was vaguely boring. I didn't really do much today, I must admit. Don't tell my supervisor or my boss or anybody else for that matter, but that's why I'm able to cast after an inverted commas hard day at work today, because it wasn't that hard, actually. It was a bit boring. T-70 getting keenly repaired by Tightrope. Wants to get Mad Dog and back into battle. Puma in north, going up against this devilish PTRS squad. We do have a telemine here, by the way. Keep an eye on that one for later on. Soviet Scout Sniper Squad does have 8 kills, by the way. Could have actually... Oh, ho, ho! Get the kill there on that Grenadier. That's the second squad wipe in this game. Must be said, though, PGA's doing well for himself. He's been able to keep himself in this battle. Interesting bunker placement, by the way. I think I've seen him do this before. So you notice that this bunker is rather defendable against stuff like a Zis gun.
The bunker has been improved with an MG42.
Or maybe, you know, an Su-76, which is on the battlefield, by the way, and Stat is smashing it onto the battlefield right now. Where is the SU? I presume Doing a light artillery barrage straight into nothing. This patch of ground isn't going to know what's hit it. Neither's this one. God, this guy's a savage landscape gardener. He really wants to change the scenery. Pack 40. Pushing up a little bit. Keep an eye on that. PTRS conscripts are doing a bit of damage to that bunker. T-70 forces away the Panzer Grenadiers. Not for the first time. Down to 40% health already. 250 manpower down the drain. SG-76 pushing up. Does it have its... it's obviously on cooldown. 40 seconds left. Grenadiers push out. Are they going to get the Faust off? Oh, not quite. And the sniper squad ready to take a shot. Oh, Puma's taking a shot of its own. Misses. Ever so barely. Pack, main gun destroyed. Puma follows up. Will it be able to thwart? No, it won't. Oh my god, the PTRS damage is real as the pack is being taken out of existence right now by the T-70. The weapon is there for the taking as the conscripts storm forwards. LMG Grenadiers doing the same. Puma's been called on in a panic by PGA. What a crazy game we're watching. No rifle nade used. Now it's been used. Misses. Wildly is able to dethrone the pack yet again. Puma's pushing itself into view. Faust, T-70. Puma needs to get the shot in. It's going to go north of this hedgerow. It's going to circle around. There you go. Taken out. Panic Puma to the rescue. Just needs to gun down this pack a bit now. Oh, merged there. Or crewed from the Special Rifle Command. One or the other. Nice rifle nade. A lot of squad mates killed, but not much else. We do now have a stolen 6-man pack 40. Sniper uncovered by that flamethrower Pioneer. Up in the north, Panzer Grenadiers yet again pushed away from that munitions. How much manpower has he lost trying to get that munitions? A lot is the answer. Not looking like a large army size for PGA right now. Let's check the stats. He does have a superior KD, but not by much. Let's check the graph. There you go. Tightrope surged ahead after that 13th minute foray. Puma's getting angry. Smashing the battlefield up. Must be noted, by the way, the bunker is still alive. He was able to keep it as so. Here comes the battle formation of Tightrope. Interestingly, by the way, we do have a stolen MG. I did not capture that on camera. My bad, but it has been stolen. I wonder if any of you guys saw it on the unit cards, or maybe it was on the periphery of my camera, and I was too busy talking and not busy enough recognizing what was happening. That is another of the caster's curses that can happen. Nice from the Puma, I believe. No, it didn't get the kill there. Something did, though. Must just be the savage LMG fire. Zoom our camera in a little bit so we can get some of the finer details. Sniper's now on 16 kills. That's climbing quickly. Pack 40, by the way, is doing some attack grounding on the bunker. My only criticism of Tightrope there is possibly he could have... sorry, let me go down an octave. Possibly he could have pushed around. But then I suppose it's this bunker, but you could expect him to possibly push around here, maybe make an assault on the bunker again. He seemed to just only push himself through that avenue of fire. That said, he has captured this fuel point, so who are we to criticise the great New Zealander? He is a damn fine player and a good all-round community member. He is, by the way, funding through his Patreon and his YouTube his journey to England for the Grand Championship Series 2. Don't know if you've ever heard of that before, but it's a tournament I'm organising this year. It's going to be the first live tournament in Company of Heroes history. Pretty exciting stuff. Well, dedicated live tournament, I suppose is the best way to put it. We have had an event in Russia, I believe, that you could say was a live tournament. But that was at a larger expo for games in general. Stolen MG42 6-man, that's so brutal to come up against. Bunker of MG of PGA is pinning the conscript that provides him line of sight to attack it with the pack. Do the relic shuffle to get onto Tightrope's vision. Nice work by the Panzer Grenadiers here. Destroyed bunker there. What's he doing with these Panzer Grenadiers? That's very dangerous. Is he going for some kind of... Yes, he was going for the snipers, but instead he's lost a model there. And there's a mine. Oh, so close to the wipe. Still a difficult retreat path, though. I know PTRSs are terrible against infantry, but there's still 4 mods in the Gans there. Not able to do much. By the way, it must be noted, PGA's victory point control has been excellent in this game. He has that ace up his sleeve. He also has tier 3 built. And the Panzer IV on the way. Meanwhile, Tightrope is content in his souped-up, stolen support weapon army with 6-man squads. He's got the devilish pack. I've used the word devilish too much this cast. He's got the indefatigable pack 40. Indefatigable because, of course, it has 6 men. And then that horrendously difficult to come up against MG42 with 6 men. It's just so harsh on the Wehrmacht. But if anybody can make it work in this game, it's PGA. This guy has over 5,000 games as Wehrmacht in auto match, probably. Possibly more. Possibly more. Pack 40 returns fire. PTRS is also pushing. They do, of course, have either the anti-tank grenade assault, or those PTRSs themselves to thwart the medium tank with. What's this? PGA's storming forward. Has the MG... it has traversed its arc of fire. 2 squads make it beyond its cone. Possibly going to be able to throw a grenade at it, maybe. Or at least kill this combat engineer. MG has been pushed away. Nice vault from PGA. Elsewhere in the north. Looks like this Grenadier squad's done a great job of not dying. Which is exactly what that one just did. Look at the bastard crawl towards enemy lines as an act of cowardice. Pack 40's being stolen back, it would seem. Won't be able to take it, though. He's surrounded. Or will he? What's he doing? Throwing a nice bundle nade. Well dodged. Still gets 2 models. It has got a large AoE. He persisted there a little bit while too long. Elsewhere, Grenadiers turning about face to deal with that combat engineer menace. Such a shame that he's had those 3 squad wipes this game. At least he's kept his tank army alive, and he has a Veterancy 2 Pioneer, by the way, or ever useful. Nice by that Grenadier there. I have to say, I think that PGAngreifen has shown excellent map presence in this game, just not great squad preservation. Meanwhile, Tightrope has shown great strategic kind of attacks. No, great strategic kind of presence in his build order and his decision to go something that's thrown his opponent off guard, but hasn't had such great harassment of the peripheries. That said, the victory points are now starting to equalise. And we do have Tightrope currently on the build with a T-34 76mm variant. I'd heard some arguments on a YouTube channel recently, a pretty decent one, that the T-34-76, by all accounts, in the late war, was a pretty bad tank. But it was what it offered to the Soviets strategically, being so damn cheap, so damn robust in the limited lifespan it was expected to have, that the overall T-34 project was possibly one of the greatest military equipment projects of all time. And it's more the meta of being able to produce so many of them so cheaply that was so fantastic. I mean, sloped armor and everything it offered in the early war, fantastic. Oh, Veterancy 2 lost on the mortar. He's really having to push a little bit too much here. And look at this cohesive tactical battle group from Tightrope, otherwise known as a blob. Blobbing forward in ever-increasing globular activities. T-34 pushing forward. Pioneers spot for PGA as he looks upon his conscript adversary with disgust. Asiatic hordes marching forwards. There's possibly how... oh, nice, he gets the Flammenwerfer back on the 3-man Grenadier, making a Terminator squad. One of his only 2 Grenadiers left. Look at this, all the while though, he's able to continue capping. He's actually got this Panzer Grenadier all the way around the back of the map right now. So, despite him losing out in the centre, he's still well in this game. Tightrope pushing forward with the pack, with the T-34. A lot of good veterancy on Tightrope, it must be said. A lot of kills and a lot of conscripts. And the sniper themselves has 24 kills. Panzer Grenadier pushing around the rear. That was the great thing about going all the way around the south side. They're now able to get shot at by a horrendous adversary. Natural counter. Packs repositioning. Awaiting the Panzer IV to finally make another assault, but it's been out of action for so damn long. Spent more time out of action than it's been in action. Oh, Panzer Grenadier Vet 3 possibly going down. They'll be lucky to escape. Very lucky indeed. He needed that bit of good luck, in all honesty. He needed that to happen. Got another mortar in the build from PGA. Might be just as well, because he could be about to losing the weapon on this one.
A fresh mortar crew has arrived.
First foray into battle there was a pretty horrendous one for the second built mortar. Vet 3 Grenadiers force themselves forward with that LMG and flamethrower. They're up against such stern resistance though. You really don't want to try and attack snipers so close up there. So Strategic Zoomcast really not being overly utilised here. This is a very, very tight-knit affair. Elsewhere in the north, T-34 awaits anything that dares push. Puma peppering the T-34 with penetrative shots. Such a shame that he lost that Veterancy 2 Pioneer. This Panzer IV could be back in battle if he needed it to be, but it just can't get there. Second built T-34s marauding around the battlefield. Got to watch out for this Taller. Got to watch out for this Taller. Ooh, that's bad. That's just standard engine damage, but the Panzer IV's waiting. Puma on the prowl. Panzer on the hunt. Eats a Pack 40 shot. Needs to get this big last shot in. Grenadiers trying to block fire. That, by the way, is the PTAB anti-tank bombing run. Only kills a Pioneer. Puma trying to get the last shot in. Is it able to do so? Turret traverses. Smoke popped. Shot goes in. Kills the T-34. Will it be able to escape? Is it going to reverse north side, perhaps? Oh, all the while, by the way, the Panzer Grenadiers were able to decrew the pack. That was a great attack by PGA. Has he found himself back into this game? Pioneers repairing furiously. Possibly need to get 2 more models on this squad to increase the speed. Indeed they do. They reverse back to base to do that right now. They've also got to repair the Puma. Meanwhile, the Grenadiers... This guy was very... No, he's still got 2 of his Grenadiers left. Of course, he's now got the 2 mortars, which really need to start doing work. That said, I mean... Oh, God. That said, this one has been on the battlefield for only 2 minutes. He's already gotten 3 kills, which just shows the cohesive battle group nature of Tightrope's formations right now. So Tightropes stemmed the tide of battle and the bleed of his victory points on 200 remaining. I mean, what was PGA doing with that mortar? That's got to have been a misclick rather. third built T-34 to replace the losses, and that's the exact nature of T-34s. There you go, another stolen crew weapon. Will he be able to keep this one? No, he will not. Seems that PGA makes some amazing plays and then is hampered by just some dodgy mistakes here or there.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
T-34's on the attack. This one flanking. Possibly knows that his opponent doesn't have a pack, and if he can evade the gaze of the Puma and Panzer IV combination, he can
Enemy forces are attacking
add
to
some
capture our territory.
side punches, as well as the harrying jabs. Side hooks, that's the phrase I was looking for. Let's have a bit of satellite imagery just so you can see how the battlefield has evolved. Looking more like a moonscape than a French farming village now. Conscripts march forth. This 18, well, I was about to say 18-man meta squad now has been reduced to a 16-man squad. Still stern resistance, as you can appreciate. 31 minutes in. This battle showing no signs of slowing. Now have double fuel in possession for Tightrope. He's looking strong, looking powerful. He has a sniper with 38 kills. That's been uncountered by PGA. Rifle nade does nothing much at all there. T-34 just adding those side hooks in. Doesn't look likely that there's much way back for PGA right now. Or is there? Does he know more than us about his possibilities? This guy is such a battle-hardened veteran. If anybody can pull this game out of the brink of non-existence, it's PGA. Nobody plays 5,000 games as Wehrmacht without learning a trick or two about getting back into a contest. Shame this telemine was not able to be built earlier on. Or finished. Especially a shame it wasn't right there. Panzer IV having to rush forward, and look at the constant damage by the PTRS. It's almost as though that his time sink here has been repair time, and he's just been forced into constantly having his tanks being mended and not being battle efficient because of that. Mortar smoke supposedly allowing the Panzer Grenadiers to cap there, but it's not to be, not to be. 32 minutes into this battle. It looks all but over, save for some mad rush from PGA, where he goes all in with some suicidal assault and tries to make something happen. Huge mortar rounds. Mortar's pretty much the only thing that is offering any form of manpower penalty to Tightrope right now. Had to build another Pioneer just to repair the tanks a little bit more quickly. He'd do well to possibly go north and maybe lose some models, get some damage done, try and get a bit of veterancy from at least one of the Pioneers, I guess. Get a flamethrower on this guy, maybe. Just to get the tanks on the battlefield a little bit quicker. 136 victory points remaining now. That's the effect of being triple capped. He's been able to go south, though, of course, as you can see on screen, and cap these points. In fact, he's doing so in a big way. Tightrope's repositioning his forces. He's coming to meet his foe on the southern fields of Faymanville approach. Elsewhere in the north, Pioneers now venturing. Panzer Mark IV trying to attack ground through the smoke. Pioneers able to get inside the veil of fog and cap that point. Just as an Su-85 is built, we've got a Panzer IV command tank. Faust incoming. Puma's in a perfect position to finish off this T-34 here. Missing. Oh my god, what's this? Here it comes again. The PTAB anti-tank bombing run. Oh, peppers the Puma. Doesn't really do that much, to be honest. It wasn't as hype as I thought it might be. Nice assault from this Panzer. Nearly takes out the conscripts. Meanwhile, the command tank is now really helping to create a Panzer formation. T-34 pushes in. Oh, this T-34's been caught out in the open here. The Panzer formation takes it out in a blaze of glory. Conscripts march forward. Possibly going for an anti-tank grenade assault, maybe? Yes, they do, indeed. Throwing multiple RPG grenades there. Well, they're not rocket-propelled. That makes no sense. Hand-propelled grenades. HPGs. Oh, he pops smoke. Will he attack round through the fire? He misses. So I think it's a 1 in 3 chance at max range. Or something like that. Somebody once calculated. He's lost one of the bloody Pioneers in the meantime. Yeah, that Pioneer that went north, it died. So now he's really waiting. It's going to take him a long time to get back into things. This 24 kill Panzer Grenadier is really waiting right now. Oh god. Pack 40, Su-85, big shots in on the Mark IV. Oh, missed barely. Meanwhile, PGA's victory point counters lowered itself to 98. Got a one-man Grenadier on retreat here. Luckily for him, the sniper is in retreat. 45 kills. Surprised, by the way, that this conscript isn't going to the victory point. He could really finish him off right now if he wanted to. Targeting instead the fuel. Perhaps on instinct. We are told as company players to always try and ensure the fuel economy is in your favour. These conscripts really are quite beastly. One with 18 kills, the other with 44. These guys are Terminators. Should have a moment of... oh, God, that mortar's getting counter-mortar fired by the stolen Wehrmacht mortar in a big way. Nice rifle nade! Doesn't do much, what the hell? They were so clumps, I thought that would be a lot more effective. Sniper squad, the thorn in PGA's side. Taking yet another shot there. 47 kills and counting. There you can see the circle of fire. The range increasing, enveloping, swallowing these Grenadiers whole, swallowing PGA's manpower economy constantly. Oh god, Panzer Grenadiers, force forwards. Soviet scouts, sniper squad, in a great position to harass them with fire though. Isn't able to neutralise the victory point accordingly. Elsewhere, Panzer Mark IV moves south. Still repairing, ever repairing, never on the battlefield. Well, they're obviously sometimes on the battlefield, otherwise would be damaged, but barely on the battlefield. Puma prowls the centre, looks for an opening. I mean, he's going to need to do something daft, something drastic. But it's so difficult to flank the tanks with something like a Puma when there's so many PTRSs on the battlefield. Grenadiers, they may be Terminators, but they're up against such a horrific 18-man formation right now. It doesn't even matter about the Panzer Command Tank's aura. It's not going to account for that much. Panzer Grenadiers force themselves on and forwards into combat. Surely we're waiting for some mad triple AFV attack. All the tanks were into motion. Could this be it? Could this be PGA's last stand? Could it be successful? Could this be one hell of a comeback? By the way, the sniper team about to get its 50th kill. Grenadiers probably going down. Oh god. Dying to that T-34. There you go. I think the hull gunner got it.
have secured.
Oh god, Pumas. Harass now. Oh my god! What a PTAB! Rams him! PTAB comes in! Tightrope on fire right now as these tanks explode asunder. Bit anticlimactic with the hilarious crits we've now got. That's right, we've got a heavily damaged engine. Panzer IV's main gun was not destroyed though. Su-85's like a shark that smells blood, as is the Pak 40. Here comes the Panzerfaust as well, to add to the torment of the RNG criticals. Tightrope has been met with. Panzer Shreks as well. Keep an eye on the victory point counts for PGA. They are falling. Su-85 down. Panzer Mark IV is hilariously still in combat. We have had this victory point now capped.
Enemy forces are attempting to
Got the MG42's been flanked. 55 kill sniper still alive. Bundle nade goes in. Tightrope didn't dodge. What are you doing, you mad New Zealander? That was crazy. He got bundle naded. Pak 40. Big shot in. What a calamity. What chaos. This game has certainly boiled over now, and we've got a frenzy of activity as that hilarious triple RPG-40 anti-tank grenade assault from a 18-man meta tank hunter super squad takes the victory for Tightrope there. What a game that was. That was truly hilarious. 18 men throwing 3 grenades in as we've got a permanently whistling mortar round. Sounds like a kettle boiling. So big thanks to everybody for watching. That was 40 minutes of hilarious action. There's a good replay there uploaded by Tightrope. If you enjoy these casts, I don't have a Patreon anymore. Instead, I'm running a huge esports tournament, apparently. So if you've got any spare shekels, please direct them to GCS2's way. That's on the website, gcs2.org. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.